April 20th, 2018, the hand of God was over Marion County and Forest High School. That day changed our entire school district. The outcome could have been much different had it not been for our crisis response plan and the quick thinking actions of many people, district departments, and so many outside agencies. What could have been a much different outcome turned out to be an unfortunate learning experience with the very best outcome possible. To start with, the ALICE protocol we enacted after the shooting in Parkland last February was launched into action by the students and staff at Forest High School.
ALICE stands for Alert, Lockdown, Inform, Counter, Evacuate, and students and teachers at Forest did an excellent job following it. When the incident occurred, the alert went out quickly so everyone could implement the protocol. Any doors that weren't already locked were secured to keep the intruder out. When the teacher began talking to the attacker, administration was informed of his whereabouts so the school resource officer could take him into custody. In the meantime, students and teachers all over the campus prepared to counter the threat. Desks were piled up against the doors to prevent access, and makeshift weapons were prepared in case they were needed. In all, Forest High did an excellent job implementing the ALICE protocol.
We can't say enough about the response of our own staff members and law enforcement. Within 3 minutes of the shooting, teacher Kelly Panasuk had the shooter calm down so that Deputy Long, the school resource officer, could take him into custody. Outside the school, more than 150 officers from more than a dozen agencies responded within minutes. They secured the campus and went room to room, clearing the school and escorting our students to safety. Anytime we evacuate a campus, there is a pre-planned reunification point to get students back together with their families. In this case, it was First Baptist Church, almost 3 miles away. Our transportation department sent 50 buses to Forest High to take students from the school to the church to begin that reunification process.
Before the reunification process could begin, our students had to be brought to the church 3 miles away. To do that, our transportation department sent nearly 50 buses to Forest, the first arriving while the campus was still locked down. We were able to respond so quickly because many of the buses that had dropped off students at Forest High School to start the day were still on the road, returning to the bus garage. With the GPS tracking system, we were able to see exactly where our buses were and quickly turn them around to help with the reunification process.
As you can imagine, trying to reunite over 2,100 shaken students with panicked families is a daunting task. We have to account for each student individually, so if a parent is there to pick up a brother and a sister, they each need to be released. We also have to make sure we are releasing the students to the people authorized to pick them up. There were definitely some bumps along the way. Communication and coordination for that large of a group in that short of a time frame is challenging. Some parents were there to pick up their children before their students had even arrived from Forest. In addition to the special needs of some students, we also have to accommodate the special needs of some parents. And all of this is done on the fly with no dress rehearsal. We will definitely learn from this and make improvements to our reunification system.
4 hours sounds like a long time, and that day it seemed like an eternity. But to reunite 2,100 students with their families with 100% accuracy was quite an accomplishment by our staff. While we learned from this incident and we made changes for a next time we pray never comes, we encourage you to become more familiar with the process as well. The reunification plan is spelled out in the Code of Student Conduct, which every student receives at the start of each school year. If you need another copy, we can get you one at your child's school or on our district website. Back on the Forest campus, after law enforcement gave the all clear, our custodians and technical services staff jumped right to work. The doors, which had been marked clear by law enforcement as SWAT teams swept the campus, were cleaned. The door damaged by gunfire was replaced and the blood from the injured student was cleaned up. When students were allowed back on campus that afternoon to collect their belongings, they returned to the Forest they were used to, not the one they had evacuated. As you can see, hundreds of people deserve our thanks for helping us get through this tough time, and that's exactly why Forest High's own student government leaders planned a thank you pep rally on an early release day just 5 days later.
We really wanted to get it done quickly for a couple purposes. One is it's the healing process. We don't want to drag it on. We want kids to kind of end on this note, in their healing process on thank you for helping us, and I hope that, it's never going to be the same, obviously, but by next week that kids really feel like they've healed as much as they possibly could.
It was an initiative that we started out of student government. Our goal here was just to bring the student body back together, kind of regroup after a chaotic weekend and a chaotic last Friday. I think it served its purpose, kind of had that pep rally feel that we normally have in this gym, and that's really the boost that we needed for their school and for each and every person that came today.
We knew after Friday a lot of people would be scared and anxious and terrified and all the emotions in between of coming back to school. I know I was personally scared and terrified the whole time, but I just try to put on a brave face for everyone and let them know that we have each other's backs, we're gonna be strong. And so we felt we just wanted to thank everyone that helped us get out of Friday's event safely. When Kay first had the idea with Mr. Crawford, I immediately agreed that we should do something to thank everyone that responded that day. So we quickly got planning things.
It was a lot of work. Honestly, I would give a lot of credit to our president and vice president of student government. They were working hard. We had some meetings, the students we met outside of school, after school, before school, to kind of get this in order and get what we thought as our plan of action to get this all lined up and get all the people here today. But obviously it's only been a few days after what happened here, and so it was very fast and it was very well put together.
We were going to have it Friday, so we'd have a little bit more time to prepare, but Mr. Carson approved it for today since the half day, and so we had about a day and a half to get all this together.
We are
all the first responders that were there Friday were more than welcome to come back and support us and show that, for us to show that we are beyond grateful for them and for them to show us that they have our backs.
We are one, we are strong, we are Forest.
We are one, we are strong, we are Forest has become the school's rallying cry for recovery. To show them they were not alone, plans surfaced for Forest Friday. We urged our community, state, and nation to wear green and post pictures on social media 1 week after the shooting to show support for the students and staff. Hundreds of posts appeared from current students and staff at Forest to students and staff at our other schools to graduates and local businesses, and even extended Forest family across the nation, all showing support to the Forest family here at home. And the support continues with the Riley Arts Center hosting a Forest Strong performance of Peter and the Starcatchers next month. Following the Forest shooting, as a district, we cannot say thank you enough. We all say these two simple words day in and day out, but April 20th forever changed their impact. As a teacher, as a mom, as a concerned citizen, and as your superintendent, thank you for your support that day and in the days since, not just for Forest, but for our entire Marion County Public Schools family.